Yes, sir. Maybe a show lobby questions too. No. Because I like the AZ with the guns of learn. Now was that your money? Not any of those pictures. I do have it. Were you there? Very good. I actually put it on my screen to blow it up. Trying to see if I saw it. Oh, the name wasn't on there. I was in there. I fought for my mother. That's my favorite child.
Oh, my favorite child.
I don't know that she wears it, but I bought it on this one. Whether it's in the lineup and why or not, and where you are. It's a brand. Right, so they take airplanes and goes, here's the lineup. And now I've got to grow people. Actually, I think that's from oh, wait a minute. He'll be breaking out the flower. Right. I go second. I mean, we got capital. Yeah. That's right. 7-8. Game with Ron? No, it's just that's the amount for the secondary recipients this year. Do you know I just need to press them. If I see him, then I do not in mine.
Sure.
Did it open up PowerPoint or did it open up something else? Everything wasn't lined up with me. And of course, watching that it's not lined up. Oh, you and Edwards? Oh my God, it's gonna take forever. Good thing I go before you guys. It's a good thing I go before you guys.
I have a guest. That I just told 20 minutes ago. Would you like to be my guest at Rotary today?
Oh, yeah? Oh, that'd be great if they did.
sure it's actually afternoon, but we're trying to say good afternoon. See, I've got some seconds left here.
Draw it out.
Good afternoon. There it is. Good afternoon, everybody. If you've already got your lunch, excellent. If not, the buffet is open. We'll get started in 10 minutes or so.
I'm hoping this is the second Tuesday crowd and not the flipped over to talking crowd.
I think Dorina guaranteed a little less. So this. How are you?
Very good.
Absolutely. Excellent. I'll be there. Better than zero. Preferably.
Yeah, John Harnett. That's not trying to walk. How you voice out the time of this year?
Hey folks, if you get done with your dinner before the meeting starts, come over here to this table where I'm at, if you know where my voice is coming from. We have the poster from 2024 car show, and we need everybody to sign it. Jen is signing it right now, followed closely by Marcia. So come on over and sign it. Curtis is not going to leave the table until he signs it as well. So we're going to have 3 signatures, but we need 100 and plus. And then you could buy a raffle ticket too. Bye.
like I'm over here. Damn, VIP. How are you? Thank you. Hey, sweetheart. Thank you for sending me all this. You know, there's different faces of Chris. Last time you saw me, I had purple hair, I believe. Yep. The time we're on call. Well, he souped it up and helped with that after he souped it up. I went home and I no, I do. I didn't even think about that, sorry. What is that, Silence of the Lambs? Thank you so much. What cat did you see? Actually, what we're doing is doing retro acts. So this is all accurate here. My son's going to make a new one. We might change it now because...
It's good.
No, I'm still talking to Charlotte. Go ahead.
All rise. So this is kind of a business meeting today, so I just want to clear something up. When the bell rings at the beginning, what are you supposed to do?
Look at you.
Well, that's what you guys usually do. It's a combination of stuff. But I just want to thank past President Bruce Jacobs, who stands right away every time. You, it's not worth anything, but you get like 5 gold stars today. Good? All right. Welcome to the April 9th meeting of the Rotary Club of Tucson. I'd like to welcome up Bruce Marion, who joined our club April 11th, 2024. This is going to be fun. Bruce Marion Studios. He went to the Art Center College of Design. He's going to do our pledge and song. Bruce?
Do you know this song? What? Do you know this song?
I do. How do you not know this song? I said, how do you not know it? I mean, come on. Thank you, Bruce. Now, the reason I had to give a little direction at the beginning, because next week we have a big program coming, and I don't want all of you to embarrass me. Okay? Are we clear? Don't embarrass me next week. Dr. Wong. Next for our inspiration, Mike Anderson joined our club December 1st, 1981. He's in real estate, renovation, and sales. Great American Holding Company Incorporated. Went to Norwich University. Mike? Inspire us.
Okay, so when I was president of this club 25 years ago, I carried in my wallet a prayer, or at the time we called them prayers, but now we call them inspiration. Right here, I folded up in my wallet. For 25 years, I carried this. I carried the year I was president in case that the guy that was supposed to give the invocation, didn't show up. So now I've had to print it larger because it's I can't read this. I can't read this little type. 25 years on my wallet. So let's take a moment to give special thanks for our bountiful lives. Thank you for our Rotary Association and the opportunity it affords us to share our diversities, the wisdom and grace of our seniors, and the energy and enthusiasm of our juniors. Each is mutually inspiring. We Rotarians are among America's most fortunate citizens. Thank you for our health, happiness, and the love and support that each of us receives from our family and friends. Let's not forget that as young children, in most cases, we were the fortunate beneficiaries of our own nurtured upbringings and the hard work and dedication of our parents. For many of today's children, however, the simpler good old days we enjoyed are gone forever. With the pressures of social media, rapidly changing technology, rapid technological changes, readily available deadly drugs, broken homes, today's youth face challenges we could never imagine. Therefore, let us be extra considerate of not only our own children and grandchildren, but all children and young people. Finally, give us the wisdom to savor each day, taking the extra moments to lend a helping hand, to strengthen the bonds of our relationships, to inspire and encourage a child, and to thank God for our bountiful lives and all the opportunities we have before us.
Thank you. Next, to introduce our guests and visiting Rotarians, Chris Dodge joined February 13th, 2020, Tucson Jazz Festival, went to University of Arizona. Yeah. Mr. Dodge.
Thank you, President Curtis. So I'm going to start with some bad news. So the bad news is the guest who I'm going to announce, this is the last time that they are going to be attending as a guest. So we want to give them extra love. But the good news is, after today, they're going to be a new member of the Tucson Rotary Club of Tucson. So a big hearty welcome to a guest of Mitch Piesek. Say hello to Rob Same. Hey, Rob. And guest of our friend right here, Mike Anderson, who just talked. David Flax. Where are you, David? David, welcome. Thank you for being here. Back to you, sir.
Are you okay, Jason? Are you okay back there? No connection? No? Okay, well. And now to introduce our program today, I'd like to welcome up Charlotte Harris, who joined our club November 22nd, 2000. She was an education administrative secondary, University of Arizona grad, Rotary Club of Tucson president 2008, 2009, and she was the Rotary Foundation chair. Charlotte.
It is my pleasure to introduce Cliff Bowman, president of our Rotary Club of Tucson Foundation. He has also served as our 97th club president and as our car show chair in 2020. A 16-year member of our club, Cliff earned his bachelor's degree from the University of Arizona, where he was also enrolled in ROTC, and upon graduation, pinned on as a second lieutenant and began his over 20 years of active duty in the U.S. Air Force before retiring as a lieutenant colonel in 2009. An A-10 trained pilot, Cliff had 4 deployments to the Middle East and 3,100 total flying hours in 3 aircraft. He served numerous leadership positions while on active duty at Davis-Monthan, including Director of Operations for the 354th Fighter Squadron while in Afghanistan and as commander of the 357th Fighter Squadron. Cliff is currently employed as a civilian by a private company as the lead A-10 pilot instructor, where he is responsible for all A-10 formal training. Cliff and his wife Kathleen have 4 children who, like their mother, grandfather, aunts, uncles, and cousins, all graduated from Sell Point High School. Cliff and Kathleen also have 3 grandchildren. Please give a warm welcome to my favorite son-in-law.
Whew, thank God I'm the only son-in-law. All right. Well, this program today is kind of like, I was thinking about it, like you know how the president goes in front of Congress, State of the Union address? Well, he can't go unless he's invited. So this is a mandatory meeting, but thank you, Curtis, for inviting me to this mandatory program. Thank you very much. All right, and then let's start with an easy question for all you guys. All right, how many of you out there are members of the Rotary Club of Tucson Foundation? Yeah, all of you. Look at you, Joe. Joe knows because Joe's on the committee. All right, so except for the two guests that we have here today, you guys aren't members, but everybody else here is a member of the foundation as well as being a member of the club. I got the slides here. Hang on a minute. There we go. All right, so what is the mission of the foundation? Well, the foundation was, I don't think Larry's here today, Adamson, but it was founded for us to be able to have a vehicle to provide our charitable donations to those in Tucson. And that's the primary mission of the foundation. Larry started this about, actually it's going to be 50 years ago sometime this year in September, thankfully. And now what it's kind of morphed into is more of a vehicle for us to take the car show and the car show proceeds and give to our charities. Here are the foundation board members, some of whom are here today. All right. And the people that do the majority of the work for the foundation are the committee chairs. So the committees that we have are the investment committee, the scholarship committee, the grants committee, Legacy Society, the committee of one, the nominating committee of Joni, and then the Tucson Classic Car Show and Dave and his committee that do the majority of the fundraising and majority of the work for the foundation and for the car show. All right. When I first became a member of the club, it took me about, I'm a slow learner, but it took me about 5 years to figure out what was Rotary International and what was our foundation. And what I brief at all the STAR meetings is some of the avenues where you're given to the foundation and then some of the times where you're given to Rotary International. So the scholarship cups that are on the table, that would be an example of giving to our foundation. The President's Discretionary Fund that Curtis has, he gives out, small little, well, not sometimes they're bigger, but he can give out donations to charities around Tucson. Our local projects and our Rotaract, Interact, and our youth programs are all funded through your dollars and through the foundation. Rotary International, later on, Joe D is going to give out a Paul Harris Fellowship, so that's Rotary International, Polio Plus, the annual fund, the Ride to End Polio. Those are all ways to give to Rotary International. So if you want to give to our foundation, you need to, when you come up here for your birthday, Chris and Mike, and you want to make a donation, you need to give Curtis a check that says foundation on it, and then that'll go to our foundation and to our scholarships and the President's Discretionary Fund. All right, so and this is, I still don't understand this as the president either, is how all this money gets dispersed in our foundation, sorry to say, but it looks about like this. That's what I see pretty much every time I look at the financials. And I am a math major, and I still don't understand accounting. It does not follow the laws of mathematics at all. So, Mary and Mitch, who's the treasurer, they throw me in somewhere amongst all that stuff, and they tell me to figure it out. Right? So that's where I start, and hopefully I get to the end. But so, again, because I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, I like to use nice little easy-to-read charts. Fighter pilots like pictures. All right, so I'm going to give you some pictures and hopefully understand of where we're at, where your foundation is at. Now, this is our little net worth. This is how much money we have in the bank. And as of February 25th, 2 months ago, we had just short of $2 million in our investments. I'm sure that has dropped but gone back up today, so I don't have any idea where it is at today, but it's been a little yo-yo like most of our investments have been. But it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $2 million, and you can see that we've had a slow increase in the growth of our net worth, and that's primarily through just the investments that we have and what we're earning on our investments. Now, for that diagram, the reason that's that I gave you before, is why it's kind of so complicated, is that we have different buckets of money, about 9 different buckets of money, and all those buckets have to be invested equally in each of the the mutual funds that we have. So every one of those different divisions are each invested equally, just like the other ones are invested in all our different investments. So it's hard to keep track of, but there's where most of the money, or all the money, is broken out into. And the top two there are community charities, which makes sense, the money that we give out to our charities, and then to our scholarships that we give out. So those are the two biggest buckets. Just an FYI, we have 3 endowments. The endowments are a little bit different. One scholarship endowment, one international endowment, and one community and charities endowment. So that has to grow to a certain level before we can grab the funds off of those. So those are treated even a little bit differently. So we have 6 funds and 3 endowments, and that's why I get confused frequently. All right. Oh, I meant to mention at the beginning, there's going to, just so you guys pay attention to the slides, there's going to be some fun Easter eggs on slides every once in a while. I think you can see this one, right? That mean-looking Easter egg in the upper left-hand corner. So pay attention to the slides, see how many of those you can find. By the time that I'm done, I think there's, I don't know, 4 or 5 or 6. I forget the count. There's a prize. Curtis will give you a gold star. All right. He has many of them. All right. So this slide here, this is the donations that we have given out over the last 3 years. Now, and it also gets back to another thing that I love is the Rotary accounting year goes from July to June. So you're going to see a lot of these numbers are like ending in June of 22 and June of 23 and June of 24. So back in 22, that was our centennial year in which Joni Condit and Jim Lubinsky did a great job of helping us raise money for JTAD. So you can see there that we gave out that, and this doesn't include the year before that where we gave out a lot of money as well, over $450,000 to charities. And you see it's been going down a little bit. And that June 24 number is reflecting the October 23 car show year and not the June, or not the 2024 car show year. How the money that we gave out in 2024 is broken out in this little pie chart. As you can see, the $162,000 that was raised from the October 23 car show and given out to our charities. So you can see the car show and scholarships are, about 80% of the money that we give out locally. Okay, so that's important to know. And the international, it's what we give out internationally. It can either come from the foundation or come from Rotary International, and I'll maybe explain that one a little bit down the road. And this is why the foundation exists and why you guys give to the foundation and why you work so hard at the car show, organizing the car show, and executing the car show, is so that we can give out $112,575.54 to Marcy, which I think that was a down payment for your Porsche, right? That you're driving, to the to Pima Community College and their foundation, so that they can do good work in town. This is just a list of all the many different places that we've given our money to over the years. And this is just a sample. It's not all of them, but it's where a lot of our money and the majority of the money is gone that we've given out over the years. Okay, so that's the money that we've made. That's our net worth. That's what we've given out. Okay, now the other side of that is we got to pay the bills every once in a while. And here's our expenses over the last 3 years. And as you can see, in June it went down a little bit, or June 24 it went down a little bit, and that's again the accounting principles are killing me. Prior in June 23, the foundation would pay the car shows portion of the administrative expenses to the office, and then Mary Ross and Peter decided to do some accounting stuff. So that June 24 number is only the foundation and not the car shows portion of the expenses to the admin office. And that's where most of it goes, because Deborah and Dorena do a lot of work for us, right? And the amount of work that they do for the car show and for the foundation has increased over the years. So instead of Curtis, having to pay the entire bill, he came up to me with a baseball bat and said, "You will pay some of the money." So the foundation and the car show are now paying a good not all, about a third of the expenses to the office, and that's about 90% of the foundation expenses is just going to the administrative expenses. We really don't have anything else other than the office. Your donations to the foundation. We talked about the scholarship cups. We'll talk about the Legacy Society here in a minute. There's ways that you can give to our foundation, but the big number at the top, that's 3 years ago, and the little number at the bottom, that was this last year, just about a little over $20,000. And I'm not going to harangue you too much that you guys aren't given to the foundation, because the reason is you donate at the car show, right? How many people make donations to the car show? Right, a lot of you guys, not just ticket sales, you give money, and that is kind of counted in the car show numbers and not counted in the numbers that are given just strictly to the foundation for like scholarships and that kind of stuff. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, so that's why that number's a little bit smaller, and I'm not going to, like I said, harangue you too much about it. But you should be donating more to the foundation. All right. Our investment committee works with Merrill Lynch. We give them an IPS, an investment planning strategy, and they abide by that strategy on how they invest our funds. And it's reviewed by the investment committee once a quarter, and then they report to the board, and we decide if we're going to do something different or not. So it's tracked regularly, and we know where the money is invested at. Our investment committee members, chaired by Thomas Robertson, are there. I don't think I see any of those guys here today, but they do a good job. Mitch is here. There you walked in late. I was looking for you. All right, thanks, Mitch. Here's the earnings. Now this is reflected of June of 24 and not anything recent. Okay, so June of 22 was a bad year for investments. It was a great year for getting money for the centennial, but investments not so much. Negative number there. And then June of 23 and June of 24, we've made about $150,000 to $200,000 on our investments. The next committee that we're going to talk about is the grants committee. Now, the Dave White and the car show committee, they do all of the planning, right, for the car show and the execution of the car show. But for who's going to receive our money from the car show, that's worked out by the grants committee. Did everybody receive the community assessments document that Mary Ross sent to you guys, that you guys were supposed to fill out and turn back in? Of course, all of you did that, right? Okay. And it's too late if you haven't. But Mary's going to take those results, and when we decide on charities for the next 3-year cycle of the car show, they'll be looking for those types of charities that you guys say that you want to invest our money in. Okay, so they're going to take those results and send out the RFIs for those types of charities. Okay, well let me real quick go through. So they sent out the community assessment. Okay, you guys tell them which charities we want to send our money out to. They send out a request for information to those types of charities all throughout Tucson. Those charities respond, and there's usually about 60 to 80 charities that respond for our grants. The grants committee then sift through those 60 to 80 to come up with about 10. Then they make a site visit to those 10, and then they weed it down to about 4 or 5 who then come to the club and present, and then you guys get to vote on who's going to be our primary 3-year cycle for receiving car show funds. Okay, and then the 2 charities that come in second and third, those are the secondaries for that year. And then the year 2 and year 3 of the cycle, the grants committee sends back out RFIs again to those types of charities and sifts through them all again, and they come up here and they present for us to decide who are going to be the secondary and tertiary for the off years. Okay, so it's a long, drawn-out process. They do a really good job. Jim Murphy kind of laid it all out of how, so it takes them a while to work through that process. So thank you to all those people. That's what all these slides are saying. All right. And then we got a scholarship committee. Is Luda here? Okay, no. They coordinate with Pima and the U of A through their financial aid departments to let them know that our scholarships are available. We get applications, I think again in the 60 to 80 number ballpark, and they got to work through those and weed through those to, usually we give out about 10 to 12 to the U of A and about usually 3 to 4 to Pima Community College. There are certain requirements that our scholarship recipients have to meet. That, financial need and merit are kind of two of the things, and then they have to maintain a grade point average to keep the scholarship. They also have to come to 2 club meetings. They got to go to some of our functions. They got to go to Rotary meetings. So we try to keep them really involved in Rotary. We also have the Chaparral Scholarship, which is given to a graduate student. There's not so many applicants for that, maybe 10-ish or so per year, but again, they go through that and give out one of those. There's the Helen Middleton Boys and Girls Club Scholarship. So the Boys and Girls Club go through a process of they select their member of the year, and then we have made an arrangement with the Boys and Girls Club that the person that doesn't win, that comes in second, that poor person, we give them a $2,500 scholarship. So they win something. And this is how much money we've given out over the last 24, 25 years to scholarships. $900,000. So that's a lot. And hopefully some of those have become Rotarians down the line, grateful for what they've received and are given back. All right, so how you can help with scholarships, everybody see those little blue cups? Put some money in the blue cups, or tell Dorena, hey, I want however much money to come out of or added to my club dues that I can pay to give to the scholarships. Or you can do like Jim Lebinsky and give me a real big fat check made out to the foundation. Now this, I didn't like this slide because it involves computers and having to figure out how to use the donation button on the computer. However, it is there on our club website. If you need help in walking through that, Dorena or Deborah will be more than happy to lead you through that. And Dorena's shaking her head no. But yes, you can still call Dorena, and she'll help lead you through it. Everybody see this one? What's on this line? Okay, another little bad Easter egg. Yep. Okay. All right. Other ways that you can give, and this kind of leads into the Legacy Society. How many have seen the Legacy Society video that we've shown recently, right? With Bob Logan, thankfully, being in his coffin. And it's a good presentation, right? So you need to plan, or you do need to plan, but we would love to be part of that plan for long-term giving. And that's through the Legacy Society. Our newest member is Rich Flynn. Is Rich here today? Thank you. Yeah, he saw, he gave us $10,000 because he thought Logan had gone. So thank you, Rich. We appreciate that. Uh-oh. There we go. I probably went like 5 slides. All right, these are the current Legacy Society members. These people have either made adjustments to their 401k contributions after they pass, or to their wills, or just given us $10,000 over a set pledge, $10,000 over a set amount of time. And we have about 22-ish? 21, 22, that is 22 spouses, and yep. And you see some of those have little asterisks on it. The ones with the asterisk, both spouses have donated at least $10,000 to the Legacy Society, which eventually goes to the foundation. Yes, ma'am. Go back one. Yes, ma'am. Go forward. Forward one or back one? That one. I did announce that Rich Flynn is our newest member. Rich Flynn is our newest member of the Legacy Society. And I said he gave us money because he thought Bob had passed away. Okay. And Judy Flynn is also, because Bob Logan passed away, Judy Flynn is also one of our newest members. All right. So that's how you can become a member of the Legacy Society. Estate planning is the primary, or you can pledge. I think who's pledged? Who's pledged over 10 years? Brett Stein. I think Brett Stein didn't Stein? No, never mind. Never mind. Moving on. Here are the committee members. As you all have figured out, Joe DeChatelet is the chair of the Legacy Society. And here are the others. She was supposed to come up here and talk, but she said she didn't want to, and she made me do it, and I'm messing it up. All right. Sorry, Joe. So that's the Legacy Society. Okay. So kind of the bottom line is your foundation is here for you to help us support our charities, to do what we can through the car show, through the grants committee, scholarship committee, to help disperse our funds to those that we think need those funds. And that is all I have to say about that. Here's actually, who was up here before asking me if there was Chuck, was that you? That is actually me in that airplane. I know, you can't you? All right. And I'm sure, because I'm a really good fighter pilot, that I hit the target, like I do every time. All right. Ready for questions? Get mics. All right. Go ahead, Dave. That is correct. So the club is a 501c4, right, which can't, if you make a contribution to the club, that's not tax deductible. So we formed this foundation so that the money that you give to us is also tax deductible. And so, but the dues portion, all that kind of stuff goes to Curtis and to Dorina. And then, so that's why I'm asking for donations, because I don't get any of that, mandatory money that you got to give to Curtis. I get the nice and gift-giving monies that come to me, so that I can then give back to Curtis. That's how that works. Does that answer the question, Dave? Okay. Pretty well? Yeah, you probably know more. All right, Bruce? Or Mitch. Mitch got the mic.
Yeah, so I don't actually have a question, I have a comment.
Yeah, you better not have a question because you're on the board, but go ahead.
See, now you're going to be sorry you said that, because there's a lot of effort that really goes in being the president of the foundation. You put a lot of time and effort in. It's very much appreciated.
Well, thank you. I think I found my replacement.
So, Cliff, my question is at most meetings we end up averaging 10 to 15 guests, and today we only had 2. What do you attribute that to?
Oh, jeez. I was asking Curtis before I got up there, is it the program or is it because it's second Tuesday? And
It's second Tuesday.
I'm going with second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday.
But it could be the program. It's a Wednesday. See there? It's the second Wednesday. See, I showed up on Tuesday. All right, Dan.
2 things. A comment. Can every member get a copy? Get a copy of the groups that we gave money to. It'd be so cool to have the list of all the.
You bet.
Can we do that? Can
Yep.
every member get that?
Sure, I can send that.
And then is Merrill Lynch still the broker of record?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Joe.
Joe, and then John.
Well,
How much more?
I'm actually sneaking us in there. We have a guest at our table, Dominic. who did
Go
not-
ahead, Joe.
Dominic did not get introduced when he said there were 2 guests. There's
Oh,
really
okay.
3. Thank you.
There's 3. Hi, Dominic. Woo! And Dominic, are you a U of A scholar? Yes, U of A
U
scholar.
of A scholar.
Oh, see, he's going to be a CPA, so why don't you come up here and give this brief?
Who had the question over here? Was
Yeah,
it
John, Dr. Wong.
Thank you, Cliff. Having been where you are, but they didn't ask me to do this because they knew I couldn't do it. So when I was president, of the
No, that's because you had gone for about an hour, probably. And I'm not as smart as you are, and it only takes me 10 minutes to go through it all.
But you're a math major. And I flunked calculus.
Yeah, well.
No, two points about the Legacy Society. Want to emphasize that you don't have to give anything now, but put it in your final documents. And the second thing is that when you do that, you will be a Rotary Club of Tucson member in perpetuity, forever and ever and ever.
So 100 years from now, we'll be putting that slide up there of all the Legacy Society members.
So I just want to say thank you, because Pima Community College Foundation and our Pima Start program has benefited greatly from the car show, and it truly is changing lives. And the other way that we benefit is through the scholarship cups, students that are coming to Pima. And also, I know it's not through the club foundation, but also the vocational scholarships that are done through Rotary. So Pima Community College, your community college, benefits greatly from the relationship with this organization. So thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome,
know it's a
Marcy.
lot of work. I know it's a lot of work, and I know how stressful these last few days have been in terms of the stock market,
It's not-
right? You're
yeah.
twitching a little.
Hey, you know, being a fighter pilot is way more. This is nothing. This is easy. You guys can threaten me all you want. I think that's it. Anybody else? All right, that's all I got to say.
Thank you. Folks, Curtis thinks that was for him because he went back to the podium, so careful.
That thought never crossed my mind, trust me. See, the good thing about a foundation is when the stock market gets shaky, you don't really worry about it because you're not already retired or getting retired, right? The foundation has a 50, 100, 1,000-year perspective, not I'm retiring in next year and now it's going to have to be in 5 years because of what just happened. So it's a different perspective. It's not as stressful. We ready for some little bit of club business? We were going to do it. We were going to do it whether you're ready or not. So here we go. Oh, we got to do a book. It's right there. I was just waiting for some direction from Joe so that I could actually do that. The Lemonade Ripple. A sweet story of kindness and charity. See, I thought it was because Cliff was kind of sweet and sour, but no, it's... that book will be going into our Make Way for Books library as we continue to support literacy in Tucson. I've only done this a few times and I forgot to do it now, but that's okay. Another example of I'm not perfect. Speaking of not perfect, let's do some birthdays. First, we have Chris Edwards. His birthday April 6th. Joined our club April 1st, 2007. Retailing appliances, Tucson Appliance Company. Right?
You are our priority.
Something you may not know about Chris. This is no bueno. ¿Se habla español?
No speak Spanish.
No speako is what that's supposed to be. Chris failed Spanish 1 in high school 3 times. Chris?
I'm not good at other languages. Well, anyways, you know, that just wasn't my strongest suit. You know, it's just, I'm not good at that. I can barely speak English. But anyways, I love Rotary. I love you guys. I know I don't come here enough. I want to come here more. Some reason work's been getting in the way. But anyways, I want to gift the foundation a check or put it on my account, Dorena, for $500. If I can get our Rotary people here to go and do the wave for me like they did last year. All you have to do is start with your right hand, go to your left hand, to your right hand, to your left hand. All right. 3, 2, 1. Just follow the camera. There you go. There you go. Yeah, look at Mike's over here doing both hands. Go back the other way. This is fun, you guys. Actually, I enjoy this. One more time.
That's $1,000 now.
Oh, shit. I love you all. Thank you, everybody. Yes, Joe. I'm sorry, what? Oh.
Thank you, Chris. Next birthday is Mike Anderson. Joined our club December 1st, 1981. Great American Holding Company Incorporated, went to Norwich U, which I feel like we just said that a little while ago. Did we say it a little while ago? I think we did. Something you may not know about about Michael Anderson, I'm going to read this correctly, who turned 80 yesterday. And this is cool. In 1983, he passed his Spanish 1. No, just kidding. It's not Spanish. In 1983, he won a $100,000 grand prize in the first Great American Race, which is still held today. Before the race, Michael announced to the club he was going to enter and win. After winning, he invited the entire club and their spouses to a victory celebration party. Later, a story about him winning appeared on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. Mike?
Whenever I came up here as president, I had every word I was going to say written out so I could read it, not have to memorize it. So my 8th grandchild, 8-year-old Emerson, just turned 8 a few days ago, and she said to me, "Papa, 8 is great, but 8-0 is even the best." As the saying goes, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. And I really shouldn't be around considering the wild, unconventional life that I've lived. And some of you know about driving in Germany at 140 miles an hour in my Corvette when I was in the Army and drinking and all that stuff, but I'm still here. I was honored to be your club president in 2000, and that's the year of 10 Bucks Wins a Dream Home, where the club built a house and raised $250,000 net, the most we had ever raised until maybe a recent car show. That money went into the foundation, and it increased our foundation corpus, which he was mentioned, to over $1 million back in 1983. And Tim Putney was instrumental in building the house. Arnie Jacobson was a major helper, and of course Steve Christie gave a car that year. He gave us a car as the second prize for the dream house. We had the dream home we built. We raised $250,000. We had a big party, and we pulled out the winning ticket holder, and a club member's relative won the prize. And we had 95% participation in that club fundraiser. Next subject. All my good friends are in this club. There's a couple of them in here. I got a couple friends. But here's the secret. When you sponsor a new member, you give a gift to the club. A new member that we can become members and friends with, oftentimes for life. My advice to younger members is to sponsor your friends into this club. You may not know too many people in here, but if you bring another guy in that you've enjoyed the relationship for a long time, then you'll be both members. Stay in the club for the long haul, even though you may want to resign sometimes. So, but a lot of times I was too busy or too pressured or didn't want to stay in the club. It'll pay you huge dividends that you can never imagine. Here's a check for a couple bucks to the Rotary Club of Tucson, which I was going to give to you for the slush fund, and now I'll leave it to you and Curtis to decide whether you want to put the foundation name at the end, so it's the Rotary Club of Tucson Foundation. There's already a bunch of zeros on there already. Okay.
Thank you, Mike. And I could be wrong on this history lesson, but I'm going to say it anyways. I think the win a house is really what made this club realize we can raise a whole lot more money together. And not long after that, the car show started. And look what we get to do because of the foundation year after year after year. And I understand the car show is a whole lot of work, and selling tickets and donating and working the car show, but all that work sure does pay off when we get to give that money away. So thank you. Uh-oh. Did you take my notes again? You took my notes again.
When I was president, I had...
You didn't need any
Just the introduction and hand it over, that's all.
They didn't have a typewriter.
I got an extra copy right here. You took the original ones too, but you still have those. That's okay. You can keep those as a memento.
You ready for me, Curtis?
Nope.
No.
I'm not. But I appreciate that you are so ready to go. Yeah. Again, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Don't raise your hand if you want to tell the club some of those mistakes. Brett Stein, sit down. But last week I did not dot all my I's or cross all my T's, or in this instant, add an R. And unfortunately, when we were introducing a new member last week, the screen said Kevin Baker, but it's Kevin Barker. And make sure you remember it's Barker. His uncle is Bob, used to be on a show. It's Kevin Barker. So sorry, Kevin. Vic, are you ready? Ready? Okay. I think we have some blue badge presentations. Vic.
Yes.
Jacobs, let's go.
So it's my pleasure to give Carol Saylor her blue badge today. She worked at the car show selling T-shirts, and she also bartended at the Friday night barbecue. She is doing the retention committee, and she's also on the scholarship committee. So welcome, Carol. Thank you.
And we have another blue badge, Lee Olitsky.
I'm right over here. It's my pleasure to introduce all of you to who don't know Dan Asia. And Dan's receiving his blue badge today with warmest congratulations from the club. And I'd need to take your red badge. And congratulations.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And next, one more blue badge. Chuck, would you be interested in doing that one?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Excellent.
Hugh
Thank you,
Thompson is not here, but Bruce Marion. We've got a blue badge for you. And I will say, as a fact, he fulfilled his last obligation to get that when he gave the pledge and song today. But, yeah, absolutely.
It only took me 8 years. I did it. So proud.
It's great to have you here in the club. Hugh Thompson, I know, said great things about the work that you did. It's great to have another great artist like Diana Medeiros, your sponsor, here in the club. And I'll take your red badge and give you this one. And we're happy to have you. Absolutely.
Next, I'd like to welcome up Joe Danishevsky, Joe D, for a Paul Harris presentation.
Today we honor fellow Rotarians Jim Engel and Lou Riggs, who are each receiving their Paul Harris Fellow +2. And they are wearing their new pins. Ooh. Ah, okay. Contributions such as theirs, their contributions are making investments in the efforts to bring about world understanding and peace. Jim Engel was a 20-year member of the San Mateo, California Rotary Club. He joined our club in 2019 after moving to Tucson at the end of 2018. In San Mateo, Jim was a 2-time member of the Rotary Club's board of directors. He served as membership chair and the raffle committee chair, and he was the club's president-elect when they decided to retire and move to the old Pueblo in late 2018. Professionally, Jim spent 45 years in sales management in the Western U.S. region with various international companies, with the last 30 being with Intertape, Polymer, and Berry Global in their industrial adhesive tape divisions, where one of the leading products was duct tape, which everyone uses. Yes. Although he was born and raised in San Francisco Bay Area, he attended the U of A, as did his older siblings, and has been married to Lynn Johnson Engel for 33 years, who is a 7th-generation Tucsonan, and whose father, Swede Johnson, was our club president from 1957 to 58. Jim's reasons for supporting the Rotary International Foundation is that I don't know of any other international organization that is so well respected globally in making the world a better place, and I am proud of being a member of such organization. Lou Riggs has been retired for 10 years from the Tucson Osteopathic Medical Foundation, where he served as CEO for 25 years. The foundation was formed from the sale of Tucson General Hospital in 1986 and continues to provide continuing medical education for osteopathic physicians. He was also appointed by the governor in 2014 to serve on the Arizona Board of Osteopathic Examiners in Medicine and Surgery for a 5-year term. Though he lost his wife, Chris, to lung cancer in 2017, he has been active in the community, just recently retiring from the board of 88 Crime and continuing to help the Air Force Association local chapter with student training. Lou is a retired Air Force Reserve Lieutenant Colonel, where he served for 29 years in public affairs at NORAD and Headquarters Space Command in Colorado Springs. Most recently, he has been active as an elder and deacon as North Minster Presbyterian Church, serving on its personnel committee, where his administrative talents are utilized in advising the church's administration. His activities in retirement were curtailed by heart trouble in 2024, which he survived with a pacemaker that he says qualifies him as officially elderly. As a result, he has been less active in Rotary, but remains engaged in supporting Rotary International programs, noting that Rotary International is youth and growth-oriented. The youth exchange, particularly, is a crucial part of developing young leaders. Please join me in thanking and congratulating Jim and Lou on their Paul Harris Fellow.
You're supposed to wave at everybody. You're supposed to wave at everybody. Yeah, there you go. Pictures of you.
You want me in here? Sure. Why not? Crop me out later.
Thanks.
My notes were gone again. I stole them this time. Mr. Dodge.
Yes, sir.
Did we do a raffle today?
We did. And we're going to give.
Uh-oh.
We're going to give. No, you can't take all the. Oh, no, you played. You can't. This is behind the scenes how the foundation works. I heard they wanted to change the name of the A-10 to an A-11 after you were flying it. Because you took it to 11. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. I was wondering where you're going with that.
Yeah,
one.
go ahead. I trust this woman next to me more. All right. And the winner is, I have $45 in my pocket for you. Rumor has it that people on this traditional day give, if they win, they give back to the Rotary Foundation. Just saying.
We don't.
262-111. Dan! And I have the King of Clubs here. If it gets drawn, there's another $989 worth to it, too. So. You ready? Yeah. All right, let's do it. Not that one. Not that one. 5 spades, Dan. All right, I'll bring you your $45. Thank you.
Thank
it's back
you.
to you, sir.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well. Dan, are you taking? Is it going to the foundation? Thank you for preserving that tradition. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you.
I thought it was a rumor. Now it's a tradition.
Well, traditions have to start somewhere. We've now started a tradition. I like this tradition. Who do I give it to? How do I give cash to the Rotary Foundation? Dorina knows how to do that.
Because we know Cliff's not good with numbers. So let's... No, wait, with accounting. That's what we're worried about. Hopefully we can make a count for that. Announcements. They're on the screen. They're emailed out. They are at your tables. Please take the time to read through them. Red Badge member selfies. We have 0. I'm disappointed. That's okay. But Bob Morgan is sitting by a Red Badge member right now, and I know we're probably going to get one because Bob's very good at doing that. Next, where is Wilbur? Wilbur, I know Wilbur's lost. I think there's 2 that are accounted for. So he's either traveling and is still gone or what's going on. So if you have a Wilbur and you're feeling guilty and having trouble sleeping at night because you haven't returned that Wilbur, I know how I can help you. Just return him. It will be so much better. Next, again, we're trying to push to get as high percentage as possible, donating to Rotary International and our foundation, but this happens to be Rotary International. Sorry, Cliff. Don't hit me. Next, this Saturday, Triangle Y Ranch Camp, YMCA, Triangle Y Ranch Camp. We're going to be up there. We're going to have breakfast for you. We're going to have lunch for you. We do make sure that you actually burn some calories in work. Otherwise, you don't get to have lunch. So make sure you do some work while you're up there. We have quite a few from the Saddlebrook Sunrise Rotary that's going to be there as well. There's 30 plus that are signed up. If you have not signed up yet, please sign up so we make sure that we have food for you. Next week, April 16th, Desiree Reed Francois is going to be our program. And I think she is a much bigger deal than I am. So we are asking everyone to sign up. I know there's already almost 60 of you that have signed up. I've signed up a couple guests. We want to make sure that we give the correct guarantee to the TCC for lunches. So we're asking everyone. Actually, no, that's not true. We're not asking. You have to sign up. So just please sign up. Make sure that we have a good number.
And President Curtis,
yes.
Just so you're not embarrassed next week, it's Francois.
Oh.
So when you pronounce her
Francois?
name next, you say Desiree Reed Francois, and that's
Okay. Is it
I'm just trying to help you so you're not
Did I get
embarrassed
the
next
first,
week.
Is it
Yeah.
Desiree? Is that the first
Yeah,
name?
Desiree is
Desiree? Okay,
Desiree
thank you.
Reed Francois.
They would have let me
I just
make
want
a-
you to get it right. I'm here for you, man.
They all would have let me make a fool of myself, but you have my back. Thank you, Chris. And we're asking people to wear red next week. And if you forget your red, there is a red tablecloth you could probably pull off that table and wrap it around you next week. Home hospitality. Who here has been to home hospitality before? Who here has hosted a home hospitality before? Who loves home hospitality? Who's going to host a home hospitality this year? We're asking you to make sure you sign up as soon as possible to let Dorina know if you want to host. It is a fantastic time. So please, please, please let Dorina know ASAP. Meaning, she's right over there, and you're here today. You can walk right over as soon as I ring the bell to go tell her I'm going to host. Yes? We understand? Actually, let's do it again. Who here has ever been to a home hospitality? No, just messing. The week of April 21st. So it's just around the corner. And then on April 23rd, is that going to be on there? Yes, happy hour, 4 o'clock, Hotel Congress. It's the annual happy hour that we do to go see the time capsule and maybe have a glass of water together or a beverage or whatever it may be. So you don't have to sign up. Whoever shows up, you'll be there. If it helps you want to go, I will be there. If that doesn't help you, then I'm not going to be there. Whatever works for you. John Harlow. Is John Harlow here? Okay. I just want to make sure you're listening to this part. Are you ready? Okay. April 30th is the event. We already have over, I think, 30 people that have signed up for the event. It is going to be a fun night where we celebrate Rotarians in our club who have shown extraordinary service above self in this past year. It's going to be at the Mountain Oyster Club. Obi, the chef, is creating a custom menu that night for us. It's going to be out on the patio, so you're going to be able to park in the back parking lot there and walk right to the patio. It's going to be a blast. If you're not going to be there, it's going to hurt my feelings personally. Just throwing that out there. Actually, I think the registration's just dropped. Sasha is coming. My beautiful bride is going to be there. So if that encourages you to attend, please get there. It's just going to be a fun night where we celebrate. There's not a long program. It's going to be about 20 minutes or so. Not a lot of me talking, but an opportunity for us to celebrate how cool our club is and all the good things we do together. What else we got? We are, and not a lot of people signing up, but we are, if you want to host an event around town on April 30th, we're doing that. But if you don't, that's not going to hurt my feelings because you're all going to be at the MO on that night, right? That's right. You guys are doing great today. I'm really proud of all of you. You don't get gold stars, though. Bruce took all 5 I had to give out today. And next, service project winner for March. Diana?
Thank you, Curtis. Cliff, I saw Bob Logan on Friday.
He's alive?
So is he a zombie? Does that mean he's a zombie if you already buried him? Okay. So service projects. If you look on your sheets, we've got 4 coming up. Also, for those of you who have not turned in your points, you're going to want to turn in your points. Our prizes are amazing. We've got a weekend at a ranch, a guest ranch, all-inclusive, and 6 ranches to choose from. We have a $1,000 gift certificate from you, which I need, by the way.
Okay. It's at my office. Pick it up on your way to your office.
Okay. There are 7 amazing prizes. You have to have 5 service points in order to qualify for this raffle. And this will be done in July. So if you worked the car show, if you did cleanup, the day before, the day of, the day after, that's 4 points right there. If you forgot to turn your points in, the first 2 weeks of May is going to be a freebie. You can turn your points in from the past, posthumously, right? So think about what your points are. Dorina, will you have sheets at the desk for people to fill out? Yeah. Will you? The first 2 weeks in May, okay? Or you can find the sheets on the website. It's right by the service project header. So for March, we have a winner, and this winner is going to get a $50 card to go to North and have dinner. It's not an unlikely winner, someone who's won many things in the past. That would be our own Charlotte Harris.
Thank you, Diana. And now we have a Happy Jackson. Dan Calm.
Yeah, so we couldn't find Wilbur, so we decided to take Curtis to Bike Week, Jason Flax and I. Jason, you got a microphone?
I do.
So tell us about the first picture.
Happy Jackson has a time limit. Let's go here.
I think you took that first picture, didn't you? That wasn't
I don't remember, but we got Curtis getting a tattoo. We got Curtis riding a motorcycle at Bike Week. Curtis was everywhere last week. Jason and I were there. Curtis was playing guitar. Curtis was out with all the bikes. It was quite a Bike Week.
Wow.
I was shocked to see Curtis because I've never seen him on a motorcycle before. Yeah. And especially seeing you at the tattoo stand. I mean, that thing you got right there under your chin, that's fantastic.
You and I both shocked. Yes.
Yeah. Extremely.
Share that with his wife.
There's a few more pictures, but
she won't believe it.
We didn't have time. I mean, Curtis was there all week. It was pretty great.
Hopefully there's no more of those around. Hope they're gone. Thank you all to our virtual guests. Thank you all for coming today. Please donate to our U of A and Pima Community College scholarship students, which we have one here today, junior, U of A, going to be an accountant. Thanks for being here today, Dominic. And if you could spend some time with Cliff afterwards just to explain a little 501c4, that kind of stuff, that would be great. You can make it so it automatically comes out every quarter, or you can just scan the QR code right there to donate. Thank you, Cliff, for giving us an update on our foundation. It feels like it can be a boring topic, but you, especially with those Easter eggs, pulled through. Happy birthday, Chris. Happy birthday, Mike. Congrats on your blue badges, Carol, Dan, and Bruce. Congrats, Lou and Jim, on receiving your Paul Harris +2. Remember, we're not asking, we're telling you, sign up next week. Athletic Director Desiree, is that what it was, Chris? Okay, is going to be here. Wear red. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a packed house. And now, to toast and adjourn, Mr. Anderson.
A toast to the Rotary Club of Tucson Foundation for all it does for our community and the world. Hear, hear.
Yeah. Yeah, squeamish. You ever see a hole in the head before?
If you have a couple minutes, come by to the car show poster and sign it on